What would happen if everything you believe about humanity's past were incomplete? What if, hidden in the shadows of time, there were artifacts and places that challenge our understanding of what we were capable of thousands of years ago? Today, we will explore together 10 archaeological mysteries that continue to intrigue scientists and enthusiasts around the world. Get ready to question what you know, because the history that isn't in the books may be the most fascinating of all. In many cases in this video, it looks like there is some giant's hand in it, so let us know if you agree with that in the comments. Don't forget to smash the like button and give it a sub to get more of these videos in the future. Now, enough of talking, let's start the video. Are you ready for this journey? Number 1. The Hypogeum of Bolivia. Our journey through ancient mysteries begins in Malta, with an underground structure that challenges modern comprehension. The Hypogeum of Bolivia, accidentally discovered in 1902, is a prehistoric burial complex carved into solid rock dating to around 4000 BCE. Imagine an underground labyrinth of interconnected chambers distributed across 3 levels that extend 11 meters below the surface. Most impressive, this monument was excavated using only primitive tools made of bone and stone. How could such an engineering feat have been accomplished without modern technology? The Hypogeum is notable not only for its construction, but also for its extraordinary acoustic properties. In the oracle chamber, a male voice at a certain frequency resonates throughout the entire complex, while other frequencies are completely absorbed. Is this a coincidence or an intentional design? And if intentional, how did the ancient builders acquire such sophisticated acoustic knowledge? Even more intriguing are the elongated skulls found on site. Some researchers suggest they may be the result of intentional cranial deformation, while others propose more controversial theories. What do you think these unusual skulls represent? The Hypogeum of Bolivia remains a testament to ancient human ingenuity, leaving us with more questions than answers. Are we underestimating our ancestors' capabilities, or is there something else we have yet to understand about this enigmatic structure? Number 2. The London Hammer. From Malta, we travel to Texas, USA, where in 1936, a couple made a discovery that continues to challenge conventional explanations. The London Hammer, as it became known, is a metal hammer with a partially petrified wooden handle, found encased in rock supposedly dating to the Cretaceous period, more than 65 million years ago. Just imagine, an object clearly manufactured by humans, apparently trapped in a rock formation millions of years older than humanity itself. How could this be possible? The tool looks modern, with a wooden handle and a metal head showing signs of intentional fabrication. Analyses of the hammer revealed unusual compositions. The head contains 96.6% iron, 2.6% chlorine, and 0.74% sulfur, a metal alloy that does not oxidize easily. In fact, despite its supposed age, the hammer shows little corrosion. Is this evidence of advanced metallurgy in the distant past, or is there another explanation? What do you think? Is the London Hammer an anomaly that challenges our understanding of human history, or is there a more mundane explanation yet to be fully explored? And if there are other similar artifacts still to be discovered, how would that change our view of the past? Number 3. The Sajama Lines. Leaving Texas, our journey takes us to the highlands of Bolivia, where one of the world's greatest archaeological enigmas remains virtually unknown to the general public. The Sajama Lines are a vast network of perfectly straight lines extending for more than 16,000 kilometers across the Bolivian altiplano near Sajama volcano. Imagine hundreds of straight pathways, some up to 20 kilometers long, crossing mountains, valleys, and rivers without deviating from their course. Most impressive, these lines were created at least 3,000 years ago by pre-Columbian peoples who possessed no advanced surveying technology. How did they manage to create such perfectly straight lines over such rugged terrain and on such a vast scale? Unlike the famous Nazca lines in Peru, which are visible only from above, the Sajama lines are actual paths that can be walked on foot. They were created simply by removing dark volcanic stones from the surface, revealing the lighter soil beneath. But what purpose did such a monumental undertaking serve? Some theories suggest the lines served as pilgrimage routes to sacred sites. Others propose they might have been a primitive irrigation or territorial demarcation system. Bolder researchers speculate the lines could have an astronomical function, connecting important points on the horizon. What do you think motivated our ancestors to dedicate generations of labor to create this vast system of straight lines? And why choose the straight line form, defying the natural topography of the land? Could we be missing some profound meaning that was obvious to their creators? Number 4. The Al-Ubaid statues. From Bolivia, our journey transports us to southern Mesopotamia in present-day Iraq, where we find one of archaeology's most intriguing mysteries, the Al-Ubaid statues. Discovered in the ruins of Tel Al-Ubaid, these clay figures date to roughly 7,000 years ago, belonging to one of the earliest known agricultural civilizations. What makes these statues so fascinating and unsettling? They depict humanoids with distinct reptilian features, elongated almond-shaped eyes, long noses, and what appear to be scales or scale-like garments covering parts of their bodies. Some female figures are shown nursing babies that also exhibit the same reptilian characteristics. These statues defy simple explanations. Why would one of humanity's earliest civilizations create figures with such features? Are they artistic representations of deities, a form of ritual attire or adornment, or something else beyond modern comprehension? Some researchers suggest the statues represent priests or elites wearing ceremonial masks and costumes, perhaps in rituals connecting to reptilian deities. Others propose they could depict a distinct ruling class or visitors from other cultures. More controversial theories suggest connections with ancient legends of serpent gods who brought knowledge to humanity. What do you think? Are these statues simply artistic expressions of an ancient culture, or could they contain clues about beliefs and practices lost to time? And what does this tell us about the complexity of symbolic and religious thought, even in such a remote period of human history? Number 5. The Karnak Stones. From Iraq, we travel to France's Brittany coast, where we encounter one of the world's largest megalithic alignments. The Karnak stones constitute an impressive collection of more than 3,000 standing stones meticulously aligned in rows, stretching over 4 kilometers. Dated to roughly 4,500 BCE, these stones represent one of Europe's largest prehistoric construction projects. Some weigh several tons and were transported from distant quarries. Imagine the colossal effort required to move, erect, and precisely align thousands of such massive stones without modern technology. How was it possible? What makes Karnak even more intriguing is the purpose of these alignments. Unlike Stonehenge, there is no obvious central circle or structure suggesting a temple. Instead, the stones follow ordered rows, like a petrified army marching across the landscape. What function did such an arrangement serve? Some theories propose the alignments had astronomical purposes, functioning as a prehistoric observatory to track solar and lunar movements. Others suggest they may form a megalithic calendar or a star map. Local legends say the stones are Roman soldiers turned to stone by Merlin, or pagans petrified by Saint Cornelius. Modern researchers have also noted that the alignments follow natural geomagnetic energy lines. Could it be that our ancestors had knowledge of these invisible forces? What do you think motivated generations of people to dedicate their lives to this monumental project? Might we be missing a deeper meaning that was clear to its builders? Number 6. The Plain of Jars. From the French coast, our journey takes us to the mysterious Xiangquang Plateau in Laos, where we find one of Southeast Asia's most enigmatic archaeological sites, the Plain of Jars. Scattered across more than 90 sites in this mountainous region are thousands of enormous stone jars, some weighing up to 10 tons and measuring up to 3 meters high. Dated between 500 BCE and 500 CE, these megalithic jars were carved from solid rock and transported kilometers to their current positions. How did an ancient society without modern machinery achieve such an engineering feat? And more intriguingly, what was the purpose of these immense stone containers? Archaeological excavations have revealed human remains, funerary artifacts, and ashes near the jars, suggesting they may have been used in complex funerary rituals. One theory proposes that bodies were placed in the jars for decomposition before final burial, a practice known as secondary burial. Local legends tell different stories. One recounts that the jars were created by a giant king to ferment wine for celebrating a great military victory. Another suggests travelers used the jars to collect water during their journeys. What makes this mystery even more complex is that the creators left no written records. their civilization disappeared, leaving only these enormous stone relics as testimony to their existence. What do you think motivated so much effort to create these monumental jars? And what does the disappearance of their creators teach us about the fragility of human civilizations? Number 7. The Tartaria Tablets. From Laos, our journey takes us to Romania, where in 1961, archaeologist Nicolae Vlasa made a discovery that could rewrite the history of writing. The Tartaria tablets are 3 small clay plaques, about 6 centimeters in diameter, covered with enigmatic symbols that appear to form a primitive writing system. What makes these tablets so extraordinary is their estimated age. Radiocarbon dating suggests they are roughly 7,500 years old, which would make them older than Sumerian writing, previously considered the world's earliest writing system. Could it be that writing originated in Europe rather than the Middle East, as previously believed? The symbols on the tablets bear intriguing similarities to Proto-Sumerian writing, despite being found thousands of kilometers from Mesopotamia. How can this connection be explained? Some researchers suggest there could be a common origin for both writing systems, or that ideas may have traveled along ancient trade routes. The tablets were discovered alongside the remains of a woman, possibly a priestess or shaman, suggesting they might have had ritual or religious significance. But what exactly do they communicate? Some scholars propose the symbols represent a primitive calendar or property records, while others suggest they might contain religious or magical texts. Do these tablets represent a revolution in our understanding of the history of human communication, or are we misinterpreting ritual marks as writing? And if it really is writing, what does that tell us about the sophistication of Neolithic European cultures we once considered primitive? Number 8. The giraffe culture. From Romania, we travel to southeastern Iran, where a flood in 2001 revealed one of the most surprising recent archaeological finds, the giraffe civilization. When the Halil River overflowed, it exposed the remains of an ancient necropolis and revealed extraordinary artifacts from a sophisticated culture that flourished about 5,000 years ago. What makes giraffes so fascinating is that this advanced civilization remained completely unknown until the 21st century. How could such a sophisticated culture escape archaeological awareness for so long? The discovered artifacts include finely carved vessels, jewelry, weapons, and game boards, all displaying exceptional craftsmanship and complex iconography. Particularly notable are the chlorite and steatite vessels with intricate carvings depicting mythological scenes, animals, and architectural structures. The artistic quality of these objects rivals that of any other contemporary Bronze Age civilization. Some researchers suggest Jiroft could be the legendary land of Arata, mentioned in Sumerian texts as a place of great wealth and artistic skill. Even more intriguing are the hints of a possible writing system. Inscriptions found on clay bricks feature geometric symbols that some scholars believe to be a primitive form of writing, possibly predating Sumerian cuneiform. Could Jiroft have been an independent cradle of civilization as important as Mesopotamia or the Indus Valley? What do you think? Does this recent discovery force us to rethink our understanding of early civilization development? And how many other advanced cultures remain buried, waiting to be uncovered? Number 9. The Paracas elongated skulls. From Iran, our journey takes us to Peru's southern coast, where in 1928, archaeologist Julio Tello discovered hundreds of skulls with an extraordinary characteristic. They were dramatically elongated, with a cranial volume significantly greater than normal. These skulls belong to the ancient Paracas civilization, which flourished between 800 BCE and 100 BCE. What makes them so fascinating is the extreme degree of elongation. In some cases, cranial volume is up to 25% larger than the normal human average, and the shape is drastically different from the typical cranial deformation practiced by other ancient cultures. Intentional cranial deformation, the process of shaping infants' skulls using bandages or boards, was practiced by various cultures worldwide. But why did the Paracas civilization take this practice to such extremes? What cultural or spiritual significance did such bodily modification hold? Some theories suggest cranial elongation could have been a mark of high social status or an attempt to emulate the appearance of revered ancestors or deities. Others propose spiritual significance, possibly related to a belief that the modification would enhance certain mental or spiritual capacities. Genetic analyses of some of these skulls revealed unusual DNA sequences, fueling more controversial speculations. While conventional science attributes these anomalies to intentional cranial deformation, some researchers question whether all specimens can be explained solely by this practice. What do you think motivated the Paracas to so drastically alter their children's appearance? Does this extreme practice reveal something profound about how ancient cultures understood the human body and its relationship to identity and spirituality? And what does it tell us about the diversity of human cultural practices throughout history? Number 10. The Dropa Stones on the China-Tibet border. According to legend, in 1938, Chinese professor Chi Pute discovered an extraordinary set of 716 stone discs with enigmatic spiral inscriptions. What makes these discs so intriguing is the story they supposedly tell. According to reports, a linguist named Sum Nui decoded the inscriptions in 1962, revealing a surprising narrative. The discs recount the story of beings called the Dropa, who fell from the sky in their craft, and, unable to repair their transport, were forced to adapt to life on Earth. Even more fascinating are reports that, alongside the discs, skeletons of small beings with disproportionately large skulls were found. Nearby, cave art depicting figures with round helmets and celestial bodies was also allegedly discovered. Analyses supposedly conducted on the discs are said to have revealed unusual properties, including high concentrations of cobalt and electrical vibrations when tested with specific equipment. Could these artifacts be evidence of extraterrestrial contact in the distant past? Before we get too excited, it is important to note that many archaeologists and historians consider the story of the Dropa stones an elaborate modern legend. What do you think? Does this story represent one of modern archaeology's greatest cover-ups, or is it simply a fascinating legend, blending science fiction elements with real artifacts from Chinese history? And why do stories like this continue to capture our imagination even when evidence is scarce? Our journey through the 10 most intriguing archaeological mysteries in the world comes to an end, but the questions they raise continue to echo in our minds. From the enigmatic Dropa stones to the underground chambers of the Hypogeum of Bolivia, each of these sites and artifacts challenges us to reconsider what we know about our past. What all these mysteries have in common is that they remind us of the incredible ingenuity and complexity of ancient civilizations. To support the channel and get more of these videos in your recommended, don't forget to smash the like button. Also, feel free to watch our playlist with more mysteries of this world that science can't explain. Leave your thoughts on the video in the comments. This is just the beginning.